Welcome back to First and Gold. I'm your host, Sam Gold, and today we're back with another tier list. We're getting towards the end of summer, so we've been going through all these position groups for the NFL, but today we're going to go with running back rankings. So, we got all 32 starting running backs on the list here, and our categories stand as this: elite, very good, not mad about it, meh, and no thanks. So here we go, guys. We've already done coach rankings, quarterbacks, and wide receivers, so go check out those previous videos. But I'm excited for the running backs because if we did this last offseason, I don't think it'd be as exciting because the 2024 NFL season showed that there's now kind of a renaissance happening with the running backs. And I think that they're starting to get more respect finally again. I mean, Saquon's breakout certainly helped. Derrick Henry at 30 years old, almost getting 2,000 yards. So, lots to talk about here. So, before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Here we go. All right, we're going to start in alphabetical order with the Vikings running back, Aaron Jones. Now, for some reason, every time we do a tier list, I feel like we always just start off in the middle category. And it's not going to be any different this time. So, I'm going to go with not mad about it. Now, the fact that they brought in Jordan Mason does worry me. And I think by the end of the season, you might actually demote Aaron Jones, which is crazy to say because I like him. But you might demote him to meh. For now, he's still the starting running back. They actually just extended him because he only had a one-year contract last year. But overall, just watch out for Jordan Mason. That's all I got to say. I think he did really well with the 49ers. They had such a great draft class coming out this year for running backs. And Kevin O'Connell was like, nah, we're just going to get Jordan Mason from the 49ers to compete with Aaron Jones. Says a lot. But look, overall, Aaron Jones, he's been in the league for a long time. I think he's solid. I'm going to go with not mad about it. All right, next up is the Saints running back. Of course, we all know him, Alvin Kamara. He's a vet. He's been around for, oh man, what is it, 9 seasons now, which is crazy to say. But look, just because he's on the Saints doesn't mean I'm going to rank him low. He's still Alvin Kamara. He actually had a really nice season last year, especially at the beginning. He was a big part of that weird 2-week offensive boom for the Saints. So I'm actually going to go with very good. He's like one of the only pieces on that team that's still very good and people actually feel nice about. So even though he's not the same as he was, let's say, 4 years ago, I still got to give Alvin Kamara the respect he deserves. And yeah, I'm going to put him up top there at very good. All right, moving on to Ashton Jeanty. Now, this one's tough because on one hand, he's a rookie. So we've literally not seen a single snap of him in the NFL. But on the other hand, he's one of the most high-praised rookies coming out of college. I mean, his college career, especially last season, was insane. So, like, I can't really put him low. I don't know how he's going to play in the NFL. But looking at how I label these categories, I think I have to put Jeanty in very good. Because there's no shot the Raiders don't feel very good about their situation at running back now. They just went from one of the worst running back rooms I think I've ever seen in my life to a guy that people are like, yeah, this guy's going to come out even on a bad team and immediately have like 1,500 yards. So some people might be mad about this, the fact that I put him in very good. This is also kind of my projection. I think he's going to be very good, so I'll put him at the bottom. Anybody that goes in the very good category that's not a rookie, I'll put ahead of him just to be fair, but yeah, I mean, Ashton Jeanty's got a bright future, so we'll see. This is going to be our first elite of the tier list. I got to go with Bijan Robinson here. He has now proved over the last 2 seasons that he's certainly a top 5 running back in the NFL. I'm hoping maybe I get him in fantasy. We'll see. But yeah, overall, Bijan Robinson on a team that's been kind of whatever the last half decade to a decade. He's a huge spark on that offense and one of the best running backs in the NFL easily. Breece Hall. I think this is exactly like Alvin Kamara, where, I mean, first of all, they just extended him. There were some rumors around the draft that he might get traded, but the fact that the Jets stuck with their guns, wanted to keep Breece Hall, you know, even though he kind of had a dip last year, I think the talent is still there. He's still very young. So basically why I'm stalling is because I'm between not mad about and very good, but I just said he's kind of like Kamara in the fact that even though it's a bad offense, he's still a very good running back, and the Jets are happy with their running game. So, as controversial as it might be, I'm actually going to put Breece Hall in very good, right next to Alvin Kamara. So, there you go. All right, moving on to Brian Robinson. I'm going with meh. I mean, it's fine. I like the duo of him and Austin Eckler, but overall, him as an RB1. I mean, the story's great. Obviously, if you don't remember, he got shot 2 off seasons ago and then came back midway through the season, looked pretty solid, and then last year had a nice season as well. So the comeback story's great, and he's a hard runner, he's a big guy, but overall the numbers are fine. Like, it's nothing special, and if you put him on pretty much any other team, it would just be kind of whatever. So respect to Brian Robinson, but he's not really in that top 20, 25 range. All right, my sweet Bucky Irving is up next. This guy is just, I can't stop watching him. I love him. I don't know whether to put him in very good just yet because he just came along at the end of last year. But man, my projections are high for Bucky Irving. This one I feel like is going to be a little more controversial than my wide receiver rankings. I feel like I was pretty spot on with wide receivers, but fuck it. I'm putting Bucky Irving in very good. I'll put him at the bottom. I'll put him above Genty, but I think Bucky Irving's going to explode this season. And the fact that he had like 1,100 total yards last year as kind of a 1B almost. He was 1A at the end of the year, but man, Bucky Irving, I have high hopes for him, so fuck it. I'm putting him very good. Chase Brown, not mad about it. I think the Bengals running game can be improved, but the fact that he had a solid season while most of the shine was still on Burrow and Chase and Higgins last year kind of went under the radar. But if you go look back at the film and his stats, I think he's been proven to be probably one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. Actually, we're filming this on July 31st. I think yesterday the Bengals just released Zach Moss, their backup running back. So that also proves their confidence in Chase Brown. So just like I'm not mad about it, the Bengals also not mad about it. So yeah, I feel like that's a pretty solid ranking for Chase Brown. All right, Christian McCaffrey. Listen, fantasy-wise, I'm never picking him again because I had him in 2020 and 2021 when he got injured both seasons. So in that circumstance, I don't trust the guy, but got to put him in elite. I mean, obviously. Like, when he's actually... It's like Tyreek Hill. Like, when everything's going right, he's probably arguably the best running back in the NFL, just like Tyreek Hill could be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Look, things are shaky with him, and the 49ers just got to pray they can get 1 to 2 more elite seasons out of him. So, we'll see, but look, when healthy, obviously, top 5 running back. Chuba Hubbard. I'm actually going to go with top of not mad about it. Now, kind of like Chase Brown, completely under the radar, had a phenomenal season for the Panthers last year. I mean, one of the only bright spots in that entire team. He just got extended for his contract. So I actually kind of have high hopes for Chuba Hubbard this year. I know they picked up Dowdle from the Cowboys, but I think he's still the RB1, and they're going to have a lot of trust for him in the backfield this year. So even though this is still kind of in the middle for this tier list, I think Chuba Hubbard, top 20 running back. All right, DeAndre Swift. Ooh. I mean, he had a meh season last year, but the fact that with the running back class that came out of this draft and the entire offseason, and the Bears still didn't go up and pick up a running back, shows that they're not mad about it. So for now, I'm going to put him at the bottom of not mad about it. But if I feel like at the end of this tier list, he's not really on that level, maybe I'll drag him down to meh. Because personally, not a huge DeAndre Swift fan, but we'll see what happens. All right, Derrick Henry, obviously elite. Don't really have to explain myself there. Devon Achane, I'm going to go with very good. I'm going to put him right smack dab in the middle of Breece Hall and Bucky Irving. Now, Dolphins fans are probably like, bro, like, Devon Achane in 2025 is better than Breece Hall, and he's better than Alvin Kamara. But I might agree with that. I mean, his yards per carry is crazy, and him and Jonnu Smith were basically that entire offense last year, so I see the point, but personally, for the rest of their careers, I don't think Devon Achane is going to be on Kamara's level. And I do think Breece Hall, if he could just stay healthy, has a better shot of a higher ceiling than Devon Achane. Even though I really like him, and they're still on the very good tier, put him right behind Breece Hall. I like Devon Achane, but we'll see what happens this year with the Dolphins offense. And I still think he's very good. So there you go. Pacheco, no thanks. This is coming from a Chiefs fan. I don't like our running back room at all. I'm actually kind of hoping our 7th round pick, Brashard Smith, comes out of nowhere and maybe steals the starting job halfway through the season. We'll see. Pacheco had a decent rookie season. He actually had a nice 2023, and then he broke his leg in week 2 of 2024. So it's not so much him. Now, his vision is definitely an issue. Like, it's funny because Kareem Hunt, our RB2, has great vision, but literally no physical attributes to get more than 3 yards a carry. Pacheco, on the other hand, has all the physical attributes, all the speed to get like 6 yards a carry, and he just can't see through the line at all. So, like, he rarely breaks away. I think unless he just has a great season this year, the Chiefs are definitely going to cut him. Or not cut him, but release him and let him be a free agent after this year. Yeah, I think the Chiefs just have a bottom 3 running back room in the NFL. So having Pacheco as your RB1, I'm going to personally say no thanks, even though I like him as a guy, and he's fun when he's healthy. But yeah, I'm going towards the bottom here. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs, putting him right next to Bijan Robinson. They're basically the same for me. If you have Gibbs above Bijan, that's fine. If you have Bijan above Gibbs, that's also fine. But regardless, he's going in the elite category because the dude's a monster. And I really hope he overhauls the RB1 position for the Lions this year, because as a Gibbs fantasy owner, you don't want David Montgomery at the goal line anymore. We're sick of it. James Conner. Ooh. You know what? Top of not mad about it. I feel like pretty much most of this not mad about it tier so far are just all the really underrated running backs in the NFL. I feel like most people, it's two things. Most people, when they think of James Conner, is one, he's on the Cardinals, so like we don't pay attention to him at all, and I actually don't know if he's good or not. But if you actually watch him, he's one of the hardest runners in the NFL. He actually stays relatively healthy these days. Look, the Cardinals keep keeping him. So I think that, honestly, under the radar, slept on, but one of the better running backs in the NFL. And yeah, people just think he's boring. That's really what it is. But I think half of that is because he's on the Cardinals. So people that actually watch James Conner understand he's a beast. James Cook. I'm biased because I had him in fantasy last year, and he had like 18 touchdowns, which is awesome. But I just don't see it as that sustainable. Basically, what I'm deciding is he not mad about it, or is he very good? And I'm going to go ahead and put him in very good. I'm actually going to put him above Bucky Irving. Don't be shocked if James Cook, stats-wise, regresses just a little bit this season. We'll see. Personally, I still got to put him in very good. All right, this is Javonte Williams. No thanks. I know the Cowboys thought they were doing something by picking up a guy who was good in their rookie season, had a great college career. Well, he's been getting injured. Maybe we can get him healthy and back to where he was. No, I think Javonte Williams is just what he is at this point. And the Cowboys really didn't do much to revamp that running back room. So if I personally had him as an RB1, wouldn't feel that good. All right, Joe Mixon, very good. It's just, where do I put him on very good? Because he just got an injury that's going to set him out for like 4 to 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure. But I also had him in fantasy last year, and he was awesome. So, and he's been awesome his entire career. He's been very good his entire career. So I feel like I'm going to put him right next to James Cook for that reason. I think the potential of Achane and Brees are a little bit higher at this point in their careers. And Kamara has just had a better career. Not by much, but yeah, Joe Mixon, a lot of respect for him, but I'll put him in very good towards the bottom. Caleb Johnson for the Steelers. He's a rookie. I like him, but I'll just put him at the top of meh for now because, honestly, I just really don't know what to expect. Now, I know what you're saying. You just put Gentine very good, but the guy was literally the highest touted running back out of college almost ever. So, there you go. But Caleb Johnson, we'll see what happens. Just like Omarion Hampton. Now, I do like Omarion Hampton a little bit better, so I'm going to stick him at the back of not mad about it. I think the fact that Najee Harris might miss a few weeks is really going to prove to Jim Harbaugh immediately, oh yeah, that's my RB1. There's a reason we drafted him in the first round, and this guy's going to be a big player. All right, next up is Jonathan Taylor. Oh my gosh, where do I put him on this list? For me, I'm between very good and elite. Now, Colts fans watching this are like, please God, Sam, just put him in elite. Like, this is all we have on the offense. But, like, Al had him in fantasy. He knows he's elite. Like, that run he had at the end of the season was remarkable. Everybody remembers in 2021, he almost won Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, the dude's been consistent. But do I put him in elite? I'll put him at the top of very good for now. And then we'll see what we got at the end of this list. And maybe I'll bump him up. All right. Josh Jacobs, bottom of very good. And honestly, I think Bucky Irving might have more potential, even though Josh Jacobs is a really good running back, and that might be controversial. But you know what? I'm still putting him in very good. Packers fans, don't hate me. He had a nice season last year, and I'm going to respect him in that fashion. I didn't want to get to this running back on this list, to be honest. Kenneth Walker. The dude has to stay healthy. Like, he actually could be an elite running back if he just played more than, like, 12 games a season. So, very good. I'm going very good. I think Kenneth Walker is very good. Just please, for the love of God, stay healthy. There's a lot of very good running backs in the NFL. I'm almost running out of room on this tier list. But speaking of, Kyron Williams, another guy, kind of like Josh Jacobs. I think he, a little boring, but he averages like 4.5 yards per carry. He's always getting touchdowns. He's very good in short yardage. The Rams love him, and he's very good in fantasy. So overall, okay, you know what? I'll respect. I will respect Josh Jacobs and Kyron and put them both over Bucky Irving. But yeah, this room is getting really crowded. I might have to actually switch the order of the very good room. We'll look at the end of here. But yeah, Kyron Williams, another guy who I love and got to go in very good. Quinshawn Junkins also. Ooh. Well, he got arrested, and I don't even know what's happening. He didn't sign his rookie contract yet. Maybe he will by the time this video comes out, but I don't know when he's playing. It's the Browns. They have a bad team. He's a good running back, great college player. I just don't know what's going to happen. So, everything surrounding him right now is just meh. Even though he's a good player, I just have to put him in meh. Sorry. Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, they drafted Travion Henderson, but they also paid Ramondre, which is kind of confusing. I'm putting him in meh, to be completely honest. I like him, but compared to some of these other running backs, I'm just going to go ahead and put him a little bit lower. Okay, RJ Harvey, also meh. It's just some of these running backs, I actually do have high hopes for, but I just can't really say much about him right now. The only ones I really can is Hampton, who I love, and I'm still putting him kind of in the middle, and then Genty, of course, who deserves to be high. All right, Saquon, number one. You can't really disrespect him after literally almost having the single season rushing record, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Tony Pollard, meh. I'll put him at the top of meh, though. He actually kind of had an underrated season with the Titans. It's just everything surrounding the Titans is just whatever, and I don't really give a fuck. All right, Travis Etienne, no thanks. Now, two seasons ago, not mad about it, maybe even very good. But Tanks Bigsby, he's coming up. Bashal Tootin, he's coming up. And Travis Etienne, just barely hanging on a thread right now, is the RB1 for the Jaguars. This is a major prove-it season. But as of right now, there's a reason you got to prove it, because I'm putting you in no thanks. And then our final running back, okay, here we go, is Tyrone Tracy for the Giants. Now, Giants fans are like, what about Scattaboo? Just hold on for a second. Tracy was actually good as a rookie last year, and you can't just immediately assume Scattaboo is going to be the RB1, even though it would be fun. So I got to give my respect to Tracy, and honestly, not mad about it. I'll put him towards the bottom of not mad about it, but overall, I think Tracy deserves to still be the RB1. And even though the Giants' offense kind of sucks, he had an underrated season. So there we go. Do I want to switch anything about this list? Here's my top 5 in order: Saquon, Derrick Henry, Bijan, Gibbs, and McCaffrey when he's healthy. That's my top 5. Those are the elite category. I feel like that makes sense. Very good. Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Breece Hall, Devon Achane, Joe Mixon, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, and Ashton Genty without playing a single snap in the NFL. All right, I'll keep it. We'll see what happens. Comment down below if you change a bunch of that stuff. All right, not mad about it. James Conner, Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, Chase Brown. I'm actually going to put Chase Brown above Aaron Jones. DeAndre Swift, Tyrone Tracy, and Amarian Hampton. And then meh is Tony Pollard, Ramondre Stevenson, and then the rookies, Judkins, RJ Harvey, and Caleb Johnson. We'll see what happens there. And then Brian Robinson for the Commanders. And then no thanks, we got Travis Etienne, Isaiah Pacheco, and Javonte Williams. So there we go. A little more positive on this video with the running backs than the wide receiver video. So, guys, comment down below what you would change. I'm sure there's a lot. I can't wait to hear it. And, yeah, go check out our other videos as well. We got tons of rankings. And we're getting so close. It's July 31st, so happy football, everybody. We got our first preseason game today. We'll see what happens. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at First and Gold. And I'll see you guys for another video. Goodbye.